Welcome! Benvenuto nella cucina mia, dove sto preparando qualcosa speciale per la nostra ninja. Sai che cos'è? Well, allora, ti faccio vedere. And I'll translate that too, because I know for those of you who don't speak Italian, questa è la bella vita. Dobbiamo imparare sempre, ogni giorno. Sai perché? Se non facciamo qualcosa nuovo, proviamo qualcosa fuori dalla nostra esistenza, non possiamo crescere. Okay, so translation. Good evening. Welcome to my kitchen. Mi chiama. I am called Lana. For those of you who have never joined in, it's a pleasure to have you here. I'm very happy to share lots of love prepared from my heart to yours. And tonight we will be preparing something rather special for our ninja. And what I also said in Italian is that every day we should learn something new, try something different. Because if we do not, how can we grow? So, without further ado, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Anna in the house and Amanda. Welcome to all you beautiful rock and rad stars. I am super excited. I've been missing the kitchen life. Actually, I've been very busy in the kitchen. I just haven't been filming. Hi, Kathy and George, Trish. And if you're new to this broadcast and never seen us here, me, myself, Buddy, Tommy, there's Iggy, Tiggy, Doris. We have a whole slew of trolls. Let us know in the comments where you are tuning in from. If you have any life-altering goals and visions, what would you like to accomplish? What is it that your desires are for this year 2019? And let's all work together, because we're going to spring forward and help one another to accomplish them. That's the goal of life. The recipe will be shared afterward. Actually, you're going to be able to take it down because I have everything here in front of me. Super simple. I'm going to make this really easy for everyone. We're going to use pecans. You can use any nut you want. You can use walnuts, almonds, macadamia nuts, which is one of my all-time favorites. We have the first and most important, one of your staples in your kitchen should always be a food processor. And the bigger the better, especially when you have lots of hungry mouths to feed. Okay, I know for myself, I eat a lot more than I may appear. So, don't let this physique fool you. Just saying. So grab yourself some water, maybe a little bit of booch. Ooh, speaking of the booch. I know what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm going to do something special. I'll do it at the end. It's a surprise. It's a big surprise for everyone, especially our ninja, because he doesn't know I'm going to do it. If you are a Booch fan, for anybody who's ever tuned in and knows that I brew my own home brew kombucha from scratch with love from my heart, we have several varieties in the refrigerator. Just a sneak peek to the refrigerator, because you can actually see over here, although there's no light in the refrigerator. Did you know the light actually causes your refrigerator to heat up more unless you've got those nice cool LEDs? So, and in the sunshine state, we could use less heat in the cooling areas. So I have several different types. I'm hiding, I'm showing, I'm going to grab. I have a particular one in mind. There we go. There it is. All right. This is a melon, because it's melon season. You know, everybody likes a little melon. And that'll be the next thing I have to cut up. Melon this. Oh yeah, this one's already got a little bit of a So anybody else out there, can you juggle? I'm just feeling silly tonight, so just come with me and enjoy. When you see your melon is starting to do that, it's probably gonna need to be cut out. That's okay. It smells super sweet though. So I like to make melon flavored kombucha, and it is the delish, bomb diddly-ish, tasty treat. So we grab a glass. This is an example. So this is a vanilla water, it's cantaloupe, same type of melon, cantaloupe vanilla kombucha. Anyway, all right, so grab your love glass, your mugs, and make sure you're treating yourself to the best life possible. I truly believe that life is what we make it, and it all begins in the mind. So, if you're not already pouring it in, pour on the love, because that is where life is a make or break. If you're not in a space of love, I'm licking that up, I'm just saying. It doesn't take much, except for a little humbling of the brain, the mind, slowing down those thoughts, working on the true nature of knowing what is in your heart, what it is you want, wish, and desire in this life. Everybody wants to be happy, but sometimes at the expense of being right, we can deny ourselves our own happiness. So tonight, it's all about what you can do to step into your personal truth, not ruled by the mind and the ego, but the one that actually rules your heart and soul and drives you and wakes you up in the morning grateful to step your feet back down on the earth with the breath of life and into this amazing existence that we get to experience every single day. How many of us can take a moment to say what we're grateful for instead of scoffing and saying, I don't have time for this? Or, you know, there's so many other people in the world and they're so worse off than myself. That's not gratitude. That's playing the martyr. That's like, oh, woe is them. I'm going to suffer in their honor, which, you know, there's this whole saying about if there's a boat going down and you arrive with the lifeboat, are you going to help them or are you going to jump in with them? And you got to learn that through our own personal experience and how we show up in the world is what's going to uplift and elevate others, not how we commiserate and jump on board to sinking ships. This world is really, truly more elevated when you're in your best, when you're in your highest glory, your ease, your grace, your heart space, even in the humble moments where maybe you got to kind of suck up the pride. Because all that pride is the ego. If you've ever watched any of my videos, and I can talk ad nauseum about the fact that it really boils down to, don't let the mind rule you. Don't let thoughts tread on your life and your livelihood. Because that is the biggest cause of our suffering, is the stuff that goes through here. So tonight we're gonna breathe in life. And exhale. What are we grateful for? I'd like to hear from each and every one of you in the comments. Tell me one thing, something really special, not just the breath, not just the fact that you're alive, but tell me something or someone that you tag someone in the comments. Who or what are you truly grateful for today? In this moment, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? Did you get a promotion? Are you living your best life? Are you grateful in your job? What about your friends, your family? Did you overcome a sickness and illness? Have you created something from start to finish? What is your success that you're grateful for? What is your power, your superpower? Tell me, I want to know. I want to read it. Oh, I love that. My best friend. Brianna, tag your best friend here in the group, in the page, on this comment thread. I am grateful that I have such a creative mind that when something that my mind may say that might not work, I still challenge myself. That despite my thought who may jump into the past and compare and say, well, I don't think that'll work because this didn't work, that I'm willing to challenge even my own mind and my own self to say, well, let's try it anyway. Just because it didn't work out because of that doesn't mean it's not going to work out now. Because those thoughts are what hold us back the most in our lives. And the only way we're ever going to grow and evolve is if we step out of that comfort zone. Dip a toe in it, baby. Dip a toe. You got to try things new. Again, you will not grow if you're unwilling to step into something uncomfortable. Because in that discomfort, you're going to find the comfort. Olivia, your new home, your own space. Did you sage it? See, that's something else I'm grateful for, is bringing a beautiful, positive energy into a space is so important, and how important it is to be and take personal responsibility and be accountable for the thoughts, the actions and deeds that when you walk into someone else's home, or you even walk into your own home, you carry that. People feel you. No matter where you're at in your mind, that radiates out. And the stronger you are in holding down a devotional practice of power center, personal power, radiating out, strengthening your aura, your magnetic field, people feel that stuff ripples out. That stuff is real. You may not be able to see it, but you certainly can feel it. Oh, I love that. Your new home. I can't wait to hear where you're at, Cheryl. I know you're not far. So tonight, we're going to make these rad and raw energy bites for the ninja. Tommy, I'm going to sing for you. A lot of y'all don't get to see some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and sometimes I'm like shaking my head going, I don't think anybody would believe that was me. Unless you've seen some of the Cray Cray Labonte videos and all the silliness that, we put together over the time. Life is too short. You gotta be humble, and you should be able to laugh at yourself, because I certainly do on a daily basis. So, I am a huge fan of raw anything in the best form. I like to buy the best quality. This isn't the best quality, but you gotta do with what you got. So for anybody who's on a budget, I really recommend, if it's something, it's a staple in your house, buy it in bulk, because you'll save the most money. We go to Costco. Kirkland's signature brand is Costco's, their main brand. So we have pecans. I'm going to double up the recipe that I technically have written down for y'all. And we'll share that in the group as we always do. We'll do a nice write-up with the picture, because we like to do that. Our ninja's the photographer and the videographer. He's a lot of the behind the scenes, so make sure you give Tommy a shout out, because he's always there. He sees you when you're sleeping. He sees you when you're awake. You never know when he sees you, so you better be good, for goodness sake. That's 1 cup. Doesn't seem like much, huh? Well, heck, we're gonna do 2 cups, because you haven't seen how much Tommy eats in the house. Right, honey? I'm gonna make sure he's got it snacky snacks, because he works hard behind the scenes. It takes a lot for a power couple to come together. And I'm telling you, if you got the right partner in your life, actually, I may just do the rest of this. If you have the right partner in your life, yeah, we're doing 3 cups. All right, this particular recipe is tripled up from what I have. Actually, no, it's more like 6 times. It's okay. If you have the right person in your life, and you can find your strengths and they can find their strengths, you don't have to focus on weaknesses and saying, oh, you need to be able to do what I'm doing. No, you know what? Relationship is about finding your strength and harnessing it to support another in their, maybe that's not their strength. We're not going to call it a weakness. It's just that some people are stronger in other areas than others. So therefore, the whole point of coming together with others is to use what is at your highest capacity and your strength. Not to point out other people's weaknesses. This is the problem with the world. It's easier to see the negative than it is to focus on the positive, which is why this episode is truly about being grateful and stepping into your personal power and sharing what you're grateful for. So if you're just now tuning in, let me know in the comments what it is you're grateful for. And we're going to continue from there and say, if you have a partner that you're very grateful for in your life, what are you grateful for that their strengths are? For me, even if I have all sorts of knowledge in certain areas that my partner does, I'm grateful that he does what he does and I don't have to. So on this recipe, I would use 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So now we're going to use 3/4, 3, 6, well, I don't need that much salt. I don't do a lot of salt. I prefer it in my vegetables to get the actual sodium. And mostly because I know for me, when I add salt, my body inflames. But see, everybody's different. And a lot of times it's used for flavor enhancement. Melon, baby. Melon kombucha. Vanilla also, because I put a little vanilla in this. Partners, friends, whoever it is that you commune with, their strengths also enhance your strengths. And when you focus on that, and we could do that more in this world, instead of focusing on people's weaknesses and where we think they need to improve, this world would be a whole lot better off, and there'd be a lot more heart involved, don't you think? All right, so cover your ears. This is a little noisy, and we're gonna grind up the pecans until there. I put the pecans in here, and you know what? I'm gonna put the cinnamon in here too, because it's nice to put the powdery stuff in. I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. And we're doing cinnamon because cinnamon's a great enhancement. We're also going to put, and it's also great for, if you're a diabetic, or even if you're not, it's good for regulating, the Ceylon cinnamon is good for regulating your blood sugar. Very important. Sometimes we get a little too much sugar in our foods. So, cover your ears. I think that's just right. Now, my recipe calls for coconut flakes. I'm sorry, I don't have any. I keep forgetting to get some. It's not a major important thing, but we're going to add some coconut oil, and it'll still impart the same flavor. Again, you always have an option. Okay, we're going to pulse this a little bit more. All right, that's it. Now, we're going to put the gojis, and I might add some. We have 5 medjool dates. We're going to put those in here too. This is one of my tricks. Always break it open if it has a pit, because in the past, and I know I've mentioned this in many other videos, I've opened up pits, or the middle of a date, and found flies in them, mold. And if you've ever bitten into a moldy date, that is like the grossest, gag-worthy, like, it's not fun. I don't know, nobody needs any of that. Make sure to lick your fingers, because this stuff's tasty. You know, a true sign of appreciation of someone's meal that is prepared for you is when you're licking it all. Fingers, plates, spoons, and forks. Hallelujah, can I get an amen? Hello, when the food is good, you gotta show some gratitude for it. And to me, that's how I do it, because even I can't hold it back. All right, so the gojis, 3, I had 1/2 cup. So what we're doing, since we're tripling it up, it's gonna be like 3 cups. And we got plenty. I got a whole bunch of goji. And gojis are super powerful. Years ago, when I first heard about the goji berry, also known as wolfberry, I was living in Naples, Italy, And a girlfriend of mine turned me on to them, and I was getting the really big ones. Like, these are small in comparison to the wolfberries I would find that I was actually buying in bulk. You see this? And they're really easy to grow from seed. So this is about half the size of what I was getting, and I can't even remember where I ordered them from. But I can tell you, I didn't know they were the same thing until years later when I had to compare and go, oh, that's what the wolfberry was. So Chinese know about this goji berry. Isn't it amazing that the ancient wisdom comes and then science has to come in to prove it for other people to kind of get it. Look at that. I think actually this whole container is like three cups. And that's perfect. This gets ooey gooey, which is really awesome. Okay, we're having trouble. I'm gonna have a teaspoon. It's ooey gooey, yummy, yummy in my tummy. There we go. And if you have any questions for me and I'm not able to answer them during the broadcast, you know I'm going to go back and read through all your beautiful comments. I need a burger. I'm telling you what, Annette, if you want to cook me one, I am more than welcome to eat it. Trust me, I can put down some food like you have no idea. I have always been active, always been fit, and I used to have people tell me for years. And I take it as a compliment because that just shows my metabolism so darn fast and quick. Trust me, I don't have a problem with eating. Now, for cacao nibs, we got 2 tablespoons, so 2 times 3 is 6. And 6 tablespoons, is that half a cup? Anybody? That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm all about them cacao nibs. I love the crunch of cacao nibs. I like coffee bean too. But I have to be careful because if I have too much, I'm like bouncing off the ceiling. And can you believe that then our ninja can't handle me when I'm too high energy? I said it. You can't handle this. Just saying. No, really. You don't know. You know what I missed? I'm so sorry. I have to share. Hold that thought. I had to bring in the trolls. At least 3 of them. How about that? 3's a good number. So, banana splits, keeps the peace and spreads the sunshine and the light. Leona is the nicest person on the planet. She'd do anything for you, and she might not cook well, but she'll make sure you're fed and tuck you in at night and kiss you goodnight. Iggy is the ride or die troll. He's got the coolest mohawk ever, as well as Tommy. And he just says, dudes, you keep hanging, we will show you all sorts of goodies. And so, alrighty. Oh, and then there's Buddy, and he's hanging out by the door. You could probably hear the, he's not supposed to be in the kitchen. But if anybody wants me to let Buddy in to say hi, I will, because he's a love bug. And he's the friendliest doggy on the face of the planet. He felt he was rejected. I'm sorry, boo. But he's gonna lay close by because he likes to watch over me when Tommy's gone. Beans and nuts, oof. I'll tell you what beans and nuts do to me. Baboofa central in the house. Tommy will tell you that too. All right, so we're gonna move on to this still. So we're done with the salt, so put that over here. Coconut oil, for those of you who use it. I don't use much oil anymore, but this is the best stuff if you're gonna cook. It has a high cooking point. We're gonna put about a tablespoon at least. Just enough to drizzle. 2 teaspoons. Because here's the thing, it's not gonna stick. Let me just try to get this all off in here. It's not gonna stick to the pan or the parchment paper that I'm gonna put it on. It makes it easier for it to come off. And, you know, whatever's left over, you could like maybe put it on your eyes or something. All right. You know, like right here. It's great to like, there you go, little bit of heaven. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna blend it up. Like I said, the only thing I don't have is the coconut flakes, but that's okay. It isn't gonna hurt anybody. I will put a couple drops of almond extract just for flavor, because this stuff kind of gives a nice 2, 3, 4 drops. I like this. I like a little extract. Sometimes it's nice to have a little flavor. And then some vanilla stevia, just to give it the vanilla taste. Hi, Trish, honey. Cheryl, love you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 should be sufficient. We have a little joke in the house. Sometimes when I go to make a smoothie, somebody will say, just put half of whatever you're going to put in there. I'm like, honey, just trust me. You know, you always like it, especially when I make my own. I like what you made. All right, here we go. Ready, set, cover your ears. Oh, it is nice and ooh, ooh, ooh. Dad's coming over tomorrow. We're going to go to the market. And, I like watching the cars that drive by outside. And they stop and stare in the window because the window's open. I bet it must be fun when people drive by our house here. Drink ups. Cheers to y'all. I love you all. I'm grateful for each and every one of you that decided to spend tonight with me in the kitchen. And if you were here, I would pour you some kombucha as well. A little bit more coconut oil. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, this is the surprise. I'm not going to put more coconut oil because that was plenty. And if it's too oily, it gets really... And we did that one other time. And I remember it was from the vanilla extract. We're going to add some cran raisins because there's... For some reason, they don't always tell you, but this has refined sunflower oil used as a processing aid. So even though the ingredients only say cranberries and cane sugar, it still says underneath it, refined sunflower oil is used as a processing agent. The only thing that stinks about that for those of us like myself who brew kombucha, the oil doesn't work well with kombucha. So when I make up blends, I have to have something that doesn't have an oil because the oil will cause a coagulation of the actual SCOBY and all sorts of things. So if you ever read your ingredients, and make sure you do, I don't care what it is. This is Ocean Spray cran raisins. Make sure you read your ingredients. You'd be surprised how many times your recipes and ingredient list will change over the course of time. Raisins, they don't even tell you they use oil in it, and then you wonder why they're all greasy. Well, surprise, surprise, true raisins are dry. And then most people will reject that because they get a little spoiled, kind of like peanut butter. I'm going to put about a cup in here so I can do this with my hand. Most people will reject that separation of the nut butters because they don't realize that it's natural that it separates, just like, you know, ugly fruit or vegetables. Nature isn't perfect. It's just that we've gotten conditioned to expect things to be pretty all the time, and that's a lot of advertising. So look in the mirror and just accept that everything is perfect and beautiful as it is, and try to get out of the whole what you've been conditioned to think what is beauty. It's like saying that you have to be really thin or you have to be a certain curvature. And gosh, I hope that you can all be loving to each and every one person just as they are, instead of trying to tell them how they should be. Michelle, I tell you what, you're going to love this recipe. It's super simple. I'm adding the cranberry to it so they can be a little bit more sticky, and it's gonna be even more yummy. Oh yeah. All right. There we go. Oh, this is awesome. I bet these are gonna be so yummy. You could soak your gojis if you wanted, but it's all a choice. It's all perfect. All right. So next we're going to. Where am I? I've done all sorts of moving things around in here, so I love to use these sheets because they're even easier to clean, and you save yourself. That might be perfect. You save yourself and the environment. I'm all about recycling and trying to be sustainable as much as possible. I'm not perfect. I have my moments and I like convenience, but as much as I can, I understand that, there's plenty of landfills and I'm not trying to contribute to those. Gosh, we can do so much better. And here in Florida, as it is, we're on a peninsula. So we don't need to pollute our area anymore. And I've seen those mounds of trash. And it's really sad. Composting is an awesome way to give back to the environment as well. All right, here we go. And so the best thing is to press it all together. And you can use your hands, because guess what? There's nothing wrong with getting sticky hands. That's what I'm talking about. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Any special requests for any music tonight? I am in the flow. Gotta do things smarter, do them less harder. Stop and give up the fight. Try as you might, because life is meant to be a box of chocolates with ever so many flavors and choices. This is awesome. And then what I like to do is put it in the freezer, and when the ninja gets hungry, he reaches on in there and he takes a piece off and he goes, oh my gosh, this is so good. I love you so much. I love you, love you, love you. I'm just in a really good mood tonight because I got to spend some time with my girlfriend, and we were walking along the water and she got to meet Buddy, and Buddy was making his usual happy rounds of meeting other dogs, and the moonflowers have started blooming. And if you know what the moonflower is, it's this flower, this white fragrant flower that starts to bloom at night, at sunset, just as the sun is going down. And it's you get to watch it if you have patience, this is what life is about, is being present in the moment. If you have the patience to sit and just witness this small, long, folded up, it starts to open, untwirl, unfurl, and just blossom right before your eyes, and it becomes this white. And I'm telling you, I don't know why, but some people can't smell it. Because the two people around me were like, I can't smell it. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so fragrant. You just stick your nose in there and enjoy it, because that's what nature's all about, is being part of the witness. And it's also your own nature and what's going on in your life. It was so, so pretty. And the sunset was gorgeous tonight, as always, all along the waterfront. Lots of people out on the bicycles. Maybe that's what tomorrow Dad and I might take the bikes out. We're definitely going to the market because we got the melons last time. We got a really good deal on the melons, 2 for $3. And watermelons should be coming out soon. And I've got 3 honeydew and 2 cantaloupes left. Oop, cantaloupe, cantaloupe. What do you say? You cantaloupe or you cantaloupe? Ooh. All right, so it's hard to believe What is it, the 11th of April? I mean, where has this year gone already? Does anybody else feel like it's been like a crazy year already? All right. See what I mean? Like if I put more coconut oil in there, look how greasy my hands already are. And you want to be able to reach in and have an energy bite and not be like covered and doused in oils. So this one is filled, and then I'll show you that after I wash my hands. And it might, yeah, it should still stick when it gets in the freezer. All right, so we need another sheet to put that one on. I think, let me see something here. I get real creative when it comes to this stuff because I gotta see. That could fit, you know what, I'm gonna put those in these little cups just because I can make them into smaller. Oh. All right, there we go. So you see these? And here's another little trick, little quick tip. If you were gonna make cute little torts or tarts, I have like coconut yogurt in the refrigerator. I have chocolate coconut yogurt and regular vanilla yogurt. And you could do, what I could do is I could freeze, I can make little torts. So I take what's already still in here and I fill each of these little cups on the bottom like a crust using this same energy bite recipe. And this is just, you know, the myriad of ways, the many, many ways that you can do things. Take one recipe and turn it into various. And because it's so varied, oh so very versatile, with all the options that you have, you can make yourself, like you could do bananas in here, strawberries. See, life is full of choices and ideas, and it's just a matter of how much you can think outside the box and get creative in your own mind. This is what I love about life, is this is what it is all about, is what can you create? What is your legacy going to be? What are you going to leave behind as your mark? Do any of you out there know what it is? I'd love to hear in the comments. Okay, that's done. We can put that in the sink. So, just to give you a little sneaky peeky, this is the crumbly stuff that I just prepared. Isn't that pretty? Yes. Woo, you're usually trolling. What? You're so cool. I love that you're being civil. You be you. I got 3 trolls over my shoulder. They got a lot to teach us all. They're just being present and enjoying the moment. So what I might do, in fact I will do, doobie doobie doo. Would you, will you, how about you? This creates options, ideas, and fun little recipe things. Like in the morning for breakfast, the ninja can reach in there and go, you know, I'm in the mood. Because it's kind of like, also like a granola cereal. You could do that too. You could do the nuts less chopped, add a little bit of whatever you want for nut milk. I make fresh nut milk with almond butter and dates and some water and maybe a little drop or 2 of vanilla stevia. Because to me, fresh is best. I don't have to worry about an expiration date, and I know I'm going to use it within a couple days. And because my latest thing has been doing the coffee kombucha, I mix up the coffee kombucha with the almond milk, and I add some chaga mushroom powder and a bunch of ashwagandha, shilajit, lucuma, mucuna pruriens, some gotu kola, some bringaraj leaf powder. I mean, it's a lot of superfood stuff, but mesquite, adaptogens, vitamin C. I like to put as much as I can, sprinkle in a little bit of extra that's healing and can help sustain and help my adrenals, especially because I don't seem to sleep much at night. Yeah, I know. The ninja does try to put me to bed early, but I'm like wound up at that point. Most of the times because I'm overtired. This is so pretty. So what do we got left? You know what? I'm just gonna dump this on top of this because it'll be nice and thick. Now a little extra doesn't hurt. I'm just gonna do this. It just means he'll have smaller bites. And you can roll these into balls too. I mean, again, and I could do up like a chocolate sauce and make truffles with these. See all these endless possibilities? Just with one recipe. You can make this up with, like I said, you make them into round balls. You get yourself a chocolate melting pot or make up a syrup and you just roll it in there, put it on parchment paper, let it freeze. And you got another sweet treat. That's done. Yay! Before all is said and done. Man. And of course, you know, if you don't want to use your hands and you want to like really press this down so it's not sticking to your hands, what you can do is put some parchment paper on top and then push that down. And I'm using the tops of my hands just because my it's already sticky on the other side. Just like that. Someone's being a good boy over there. Thank you, buddy, for being my protector. He's like my little watchdog. And anytime there's something unusual, he speaks up and says, I'm just making sure you're watched over. I'm very blessed. Alrighty. And so I am going to do the coconut yogurt here now. I'm going to wash the hands. It's wonderful to have things on wheels. They move quicker. All right. It's a beautiful night in the neighborhood. A beautiful night in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Would you be my neighbor? What would you do if you were my neighbor? Oh, that's a great question. Izzy, thank you for asking about my hair. That is actually a really good question because I'm still working on it right now myself. I typically wash my hair maybe once every 10 days or so. It's really desperately needing it right now. And because it's so long, I have to be really attentive to not putting coconut oil. Actually creates a film on my hair, so I don't use coconut oil based stuff in my hair. I have to like find a better product, but I've been using kind of like a baby shampoo in my hair, and I sometimes will put baking soda and apple cider vinegar in my scalp, but you got to be really, really attentive to wash it really well, because otherwise you end up with all these, and I've done this enough times to know, you reach in your hair and it's like white powdery, somehow left behind baking soda. It's a crazy thing. Hi Corey, hi neighbor, hi Angie. Oh, that would be awesome. I would totally share. Actually, I bet you I should go share with my current neighbors. I got some rad neighbors. So we're done with this. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like because it's so pretty. Pretty. Oh, so pretty. You're not here. It's such a pity. I would totally share with you. Okay, these are going in the freezer. Find a flat surface. We have lots of frozen bananas. Oh, that needs to go up here. Somebody needs to not move that. And then we're going to pull out the coconut yogurt and we're going to play. And I'm going to do some with the bananas too because I have some bananas in here. Banana, coconut yogurts. I'm going to use this one because that's the biggie. And then we have a chocolate one too. So I'm really going to play with this. And this will give the ninja extra special treats for something to grab when he gets a little snacky snack attack. And then of course, you know, Buddy's over there going, I smell a banana. Am I getting some of that? Because I will cut off little pieces for him. He's a little bit overly, you know, he gets a lot of loving in the house. He's a good dog. And of course, all dogs deserve lots of love. But labs are really smart, aren't they? Anybody out there have a lab? Let me tell you, they are some intelligent dogs. And they sneak up and think you don't know that you can hear them coming around the corner. What, me? We had a family dog, his name was Pooch. He literally was so smart that, whoa, he hears something. See what I mean? He's a good protector. He hears something in the backyard. He's such a good protector that he starts grumbling, like that little growl that you heard. It's so sweet. But our family dog, Pooch, he would get up on my bed, and when I come home from school, and I didn't like him on my bed for 2 reasons. One, the dog fur, but 2, he'd drool. He would drool on the bed. And anyway, I'd come up the stairs, and I'd hear this, and I'd walk in, and he'd be laying on the floor on the carpet, and he'd look up at me like, what? I wasn't on the bed. And you put your hand right on the top of the bed, and it would be nice and warm. Anybody else have dogs like that? I'd love to hear your stories, because that's always hilarious to me. How intelligent is your baby pup? Because they have personalities, and they know. They know. We know. Okay. Hallelujah. Okay. I'm super excited. I'm going to give this to Buddy because he's been so good today. I was really proud of him. He didn't jump up at my girlfriend today. And he was so excited to meet her. All right, now we're going to do the yogurt. Oh, there's the spoon. So this, oh my gosh, it's so good. That's the chocolate. This is the vanilla. Vanilla bean and all. Vanilla la la la. And so, because when it freezes, these will be easy to pop out. His ears are still perking up. Something must be in the back. Sometimes we have a cat that likes to walk out the back. And it sets off the motion sensor, so that's probably what's got his attention. All right, 2 are straight up vanilla, and 2 are going to be strawberry or chocolate and vanilla. All right, there. That go back in the fridge. And you're a good watch, doggy boo. I have many little sweet nicknames for him. Buddy Boo's the big one, though. All right, so chocolate. Good movie, by the way. I'm all about the chocolate. So we call this the yin and the yang. The chocolate, the vanilla. Balance. Masculine, feminine. Positives. Negative charges. You can't have a neutral without the 2 of them. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a little coating on these last 2 of the chocolate. This way, the chocolate is kind of like, what do they call it? What are those sweet treats where it's like chocolate with the crunchy, and it's really thin. It's like a cookie crumble. That's what I'm making, whatever this is. I love to just do something different. I haven't done anything in a while, so this is my little tasty treat for you, and it's my tasty treat for Tom. He knows I love being in the kitchen. He knows I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. And I haven't been trying as many my creative recipes. That's probably what the big thing is for me, is I'm constantly creating something new, and I hadn't been doing that in a while. And maybe that's what this was about tonight. So, without further ado, and a dash. I'm gonna chocolate all over my fingers. And a last splash of kombucha. A couple splashes. I don't drink that down so quick. I like the flavor, the savor. Anybody else out there? Woo. Alrighty, so this is what it looks like. Well, at least from the top, because you can't see the underneath, but you know you got an idea. So these last two, just a nice little dabadoo chocolate on top. And so he can just reach in and grab something to eat. They don't have bananas, the last two. Now, how am I going to fit that in there? Put it on the top. Because everything is possible. Because impossible says I'm possible. Right? What was that? I remember reading a quote by Audrey Hepburn, if I recall, who said something along the lines of impossible means is just that I am possible. Maybe it wasn't her, but that's what I remembered. So, now, there's one little thing I want to do. And I know what you hold that thought. Everybody close your eyes, make a wish. Tom, you especially. Hold that thought. I'm still here. I'm not far. I like Grover. Near and far. I'm near, not too far. I'm going to step over here, and while I'm talking, this. All right, Ninja, read this and weep. Bring it. Let's Scrabble. You told me you wanted to play. I don't need to write it, but I did it anyway. All right, so that concludes tonight's episode. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Ninja, flip on over to RADiculously RawThentic group. Share with us your hopes, wishes, wants, desires. Share with us your raddest stories, your greatest memes, your greatest hits. Go live. We want to get to know you, because the best thing you can do is be you. And on that note, Doris wants to remind you, you be you. That's all you can ever do. So, without further ado, it's time for the Ninja Love Spin Boom. Boom! What? I love you. Good night. Sweet dreams.